What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 24 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to upgrade your BND playoff cards to a 92 overall, and also what to expect going forward with this. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it. I didn't think that we would have to make another video on this subject, but I got so many repetitive questions. I figured a lot of you are probably looking for this answer. So yesterday, if you go into the playoff field pass, there a new objective was added. Under objectives, down to sets, you're going to see complete the BND playoff champion set, and I'm not sure why everybody's in such a rush to get this done. I'm guessing maybe because of the playoff promo or playoff field pass XP. And here's the thing, so part 3 of this promo is going to be dropping on Thursday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. The reveals are likely going to be on Thursday morning on GMM at about 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Maybe they tease a card tomorrow night, Wednesday night on Twitter, but I think a lot of people are assuming they have to get this set done to get the XP to max out the field pass. And I believe when part 3 of this promo comes out, and I did the math last week, I was about 7,500 XP short, but I did the math, and I believe when the new promo part drops, part 3, I think they're going to give us enough objectives to max it out without needing to get this done. So I want to start this video out by saying, if you're only doing this set for the XP, wait, because you might not need to do this set, and it's just more expensive now, more than it was when we had the wild card round and then the divisional round. So we're on to the championship round, and as predicted, as EA told us, this set is going to get more expensive to complete. It's also a great way right now to make coins if you invest it properly. You can also upgrade the player. So if we go into the set now, let's take a look at the requirements. You now need a total of 13 cards. So remember when this first came out, I told you guys I made a dedicated video on it to get the set done then, because the cards that are in this set now are the same exact cards. There is kind of one difference. We'll go over that in a moment. But if you take a look here now, look how many 85s you need. You need a total of 6 of them. 188, 685s, and then 682s. The original set, if memory serves me correct, was like 188, 185, and 382s. Such a big difference. So if you put all of these cards into this set, in return, you're going to get a fantasy pack that contains still all of the same cards. All of the 90 overall players from the wild card weekend, and then the 291 overall players for the 49ers and Ravens, the players that got a bye, they can still all be upgraded to a 93. The biggest cost difference is going to be, is their team winning playoff games or are they not? We'll show you all of the prices as far as training goes in a moment, but I do want to point out with the 85 specifically, they are way up in price right now. So if you happen to invest in them, you should be able to make some good coin right now. Again, I don't know what prices you would have been buying them at, but just take a look at Jack Stoll here, for example, permut.gg on Xbox up 208%, on PlayStation 5 up 238%. So if you had a binder full of these 85s today, right now is a great time to sell them. This is also going to be the last time you can complete this set, because after this part of the promo basically ends. So if you want to make some coin, you got 85s in your binder, you might want to sell those. If you still need to complete the set, go ahead and maybe wait a couple days, because I think when, you know, part 3 of the playoff promo drops and we get more pack offers and people are opening up more playoff packs, 85s are going to become more frequent. Everybody's not in this mad rush to complete the set at that point. The prices should come down. So right now I would be selling 85s and even the 88s if you happen to have them. So again, if you complete this set right now, it's going to contain the same contents in the fantasy pack that it contained last week. Now there is a difference between the first week, the wild card week, because that pack did not include the 91 overall cards. I actually happen to have one of each pack, and you can do exactly what I'm doing. If you've done it already, great. If you didn't, again, you're gonna have to pay a lot for that set we just showed you, but you can simply complete the set, hang on to the pack, you can open it up, go into it, back out of it. The numbers on the cards aren't going to change here because you upgrade these cards via training. So it's not going to update in a sense that 92 overall cards are going to be in here, but right, I'm going to hang on to this pack, and this is the pack from last week, the divisional round, and I did this one purposely because because I wanted to have, you know, my choice between Clowney and this Colton McKivitz guy. If we end up getting a 49ers versus Ravens Super Bowl, these two guys are going to go to a 93 overall, and it's basically going to cost a total of, I think, 4 training. Now, if the Chiefs or the Lions happen to win this Sunday and they make it to the Super Bowl, you're still going to be able to upgrade these cards to a 93 overall. The only difference is it's going to be 6 training instead of 4, and we'll show you that in a moment. But the reason you want to hang on to this pack and not make a selection is because after these games end, you can then now say, oh shoot, it's, you know, it's a Lions-Ravens Super Bowl. If you have this pack twice, you can go pick up McNeil, or you can pick up Clowney, or you can pick up both again if you happen to have them, and that hypothetical situation happens. Now, if you did the set in the wild card round 2 weeks ago, the 91s aren't going to be in here. Now, I'm still hanging on to one of these, again, in case maybe the Lions or the Chiefs happen to win this weekend, and one of those 91s, and I want to stress it, all these cards, even the losers, even my favorite team, the Eagles, who lost in the first round, Jason Kelce, these can all go up to a 93. The pricing is going to be different based on training, but hanging on to this pack here, and actually, I opened up the wrong one. That's my bad here. So here's the wild card pack. You can see this one only contains the 90s, but this is a pack that I did that very first weekend. And one more time, if the Chiefs or the Lions happen to win, I can go into this pack and select Elim McNeil, or I can go ahead and pick up Trent McDuffie and upgrade them to a 93 overall. So let's now go over the cost of how you can upgrade these cards currently to a 92 overall. So I got 3 examples here. The first one, unfortunately, is going to be Jason Kelce. Eagles won 0 playoff games. If you go over to the upgrade tab, one more time, I just want to stress, you can still upgrade these players, and eventually he will be able to get to a 93, but the cost of training is getting pretty expensive. So it starts out with that initial 5 training, and then to get him from a 90 to a 91, which was last week's upgrade, it cost 1,500 training. Not bad, but to go from a 91 to a 92, it's an additional 4,500 training. Now, if I had to estimate here, to go from a 92 to a 93, we're probably going to be looking at somewhere between 7,000 and 9,000 training to get them there. If you need one of these cards for a theme team, that's just the price you're going to want to pay. But generally speaking, is it worth it? Probably not, because that's a lot of training to go, and that's just, you know, this is just one step for the 1.5k. The second step's another 4.5k. Then you add on to that, going from a 90 to a 93, it can get pretty costly. Now, if you have a bunch of stuff in your binder that you're quick selling, you maybe forgot about to get the training, go for it, and that's not going to be the same. So for the Bills, for example, here, right, they won their first playoff game, but they lost their second one. So to take Jordan Poyer to a 91, it cost the initial 5 training, and then it was an additional 2 training to go from a 90 to a 91. So only 2 training there, 7 if you count the 5. To get him now from a 91 to a 92, because the Bills lost, you do have to pay that 4,500 training. So you basically got to skip that step for 1.5k because they won their first game, but it's still pretty pricey for the second round. And for Jordan Poyer and any of these cards, he will still go up to a 93, and whatever that cost is, whatever EA, you know, is going to make us pay. My prediction, about 7,000 to 9,000 training. If you want to get Poyer or any player or team, or player that represents a team that won one game and then lost the second, you're going to have to pay that 4.5k plus whatever that 92 to 93 cost is. And that will likely happen a week from today on Tuesday, maybe not, you know, maybe Wednesday, but it's now been 2 weeks in a row where they made this change on a Tuesday. And then finally, we have Elim McNeil, who the Detroit Lions have won both of their games, and they're still alive right now. So you got the initial 5 training, you got 2 training to take them up from a 90 to a 91, and it's now an additional 2 more training to go from a 91 to a 92. So this is why it's really important to save those fantasy packs. It's a bit too late if you didn't already, but you can see here now, I picked this card today out of one of those packs. It's going to cost me a total of 9 training to take him from a 90 to a 92. That's not a bad deal at all. And when we get to find out who makes it to the Super Bowl, you can basically assume that it's going to cost anywhere between 9 and 11 training to get them from a 90 to a 93, depending on which 2 teams make it, because if the players who got a first round bye, who already started at a 91 overall, you're only going to need to go up 2 steps. If we happen to get a Chiefs-Lions Super Bowl, it's going to be 11 training for each of those players. But that's everything in a nutshell. Hopefully that answered all of your questions. we're going to get out of here. Remember, tomorrow morning we got reveals for the weekly wildcard promo, which will be dropping tomorrow afternoon. And then Thursday morning, we'll be having reveals for the playoff promo part 3, which will be dropping Thursday afternoon. And we potentially will see teasers for both of those promos tonight on Twitter, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and then tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time on Twitter as well. I'm out of here. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.